Hi, good day, guys. How's it going? Hi, I'm gonna sit down in front of the camera. I gotta brush my hair, right? Okay. Well, I was in there rewatching the video I posted about some mental illness and about Deb, and I got to thinking about things, not necessarily about those videos, but about the situations. I don't know. What the hell am I trying to say? I don't know what I'm trying to say, so I'm just gonna wing it best I can recall. It prompted me to look up some things about what to focus on. I know what I focus on, and everybody's got their own way and their own advice, and I don't want to give advice, so to speak. Um, I'm not one to give advice. Everybody has to make their own decisions. Um, but I see a lot of videos and things talking about focus on the positive and um, honestly, what is the positive? What are we supposed to focus on? Do we focus on things that are going our way? Do we focus on, um, well, we'll start with that. If I'm focusing on a temporary situations, for instance, something is going my way for a change. When that changes, I'll be let down. I'll be back in the same boat I was in, right? Or maybe worse. Well, it depends. Um, so I don't use Google for my personal stuff, but on this tablet, whatever goes goes. Um, the AI overview, focusing on positive aspects of life, even amidst challenges, can significantly improve mental and physical well-being. Yahoo, right? By consciously choosing to focus on the good, individuals can cultivate optimism, reduce stress, and enhance their overall quality of life. This shift in perspective can lead to greater resilience, stronger relationships, and more fulfilling life. That advice has done absolutely nothing for me my whole life. And is it just me? It can't be. It can't be. Um, Maybe because I'm taking this at face value. This is what it's telling me or advising me to do. Okay, here it says, I'm sorry if it keeps getting loud in here. My air conditioner is kicking on and off, and I have an ice maker that runs. So I'm going to try to speak up. So here's how focusing on the good can be beneficial according to this Google, right? Improved mental health. Shifting focus to positive aspects can reduce negative thoughts and worries, contributing to a more positive and stable mood. Remember a few videos back, I was talking about my aunt, and she really promotes to me as well as other the letters PMA, the positive mental attitude, and it probably works for her. It probably even motivates her more when she gets to share it with other people. She feels like she's passing them a baton or something. Here you go. Here's some positivity in your life. Keep it going. Um, Enhanced physical health. Optimistic individuals tend to experience lower levels of stress, better immunity, and a reduced risk of premature death. Now, anybody talks to me about death, God's the only one that can call that number. So I don't listen to anything that says this, okay, about death. Stronger relationships. Focusing on the positive can attract more positive people and experiences into one's life, strengthening social connections. And the way I see that, sure, if my body posture is open, like I've said before, people are walking up to me, telling me their life stories and things. What is it about me or you that makes people or allows people to feel comfortable enough to do that. Um, Maybe you're carrying the energy of somebody that has no problems. You're free just because you're carrying it different. Um, a good physical example of that is uh, back when I weighed 165, I looked like I weighed 130, and it's because the way I'm built, um, muscle being heavier than fat, and the way I carry it. Okay, so when I would go to get weighed, I'd have doctors or whatever once in a while would check their scale or look me up and down. Where are you putting it? You, um, very brief, very, that wasn't like an ongoing thing. That happened a couple of times. So my point was, just because you can appear to be somebody or someone else can appear to be somebody, it's not necessarily what they look like. And we all know that in many aspects in life. I'm not trying to come up with something new, just a different way to look at how we look at things. So if somebody does come up to you, take it as a compliment. Don't say, geez, why do I got to handle everybody's problems? You don't. You don't. If you don't want to hear it, you can look up things to say to those people. And um, my sister is a very good person at mind your business, stay out of my face. She's very good at that. She could teach me a few things. Um, so, by viewing challenges as opportunities for growth, which this could be a challenge for you, is to try to close your eyes at that moment and say, Lord, my eyes are failing me. In other words, I'm not trusting my eyes to see what they're seeing and registering back to me because that view may be wrong. God, give me your eyes to see with, or however you want to say that. Just take that second, take that little break, blink, and take another look. Greater sense of calm and peace. Cultivating a positive mindset can create a sense of inner peace and contentment, leading to a more relaxed and balanced life. Practical tips for focusing on the good. Practice gratitude. Regularly acknowledging and appreciating the good things in your life, no matter how small, can help train your mind to focus on the positive. Challenge those negative thoughts. That's what I was just reading. Challenge negative thoughts. When negative thoughts arise, evaluate them rationally and counter them with positive affirmations. So, according to Mayo Clinic, says positive thinking, stop negative self-talk to reduce stress. I don't know about you, but I'm alone a lot, and I talk to myself a lot. I talk to my body. I talk to my pain. My knee hurts. I'll say, "Stop it, damn it, suffer here, get over it." Um, but I don't feel that's negative self-talk. I feel like that's telling my body, "Hey, get it in gear. We're moving, whether you like it or not, or whether you feel like it or not." Um, on the mental side of things, I have a lot of way to go. I can now recognize what A lot of, I can now recognize things I need to work on where um, in the beginning I had no clue. I just felt a certain way. I thought a certain way. And all I could say was, I don't want to feel this way anymore. I knew the things that was thinking was not promoting relationships or happiness in any way. I just had such a negative viewpoint of people, society. I didn't want to participate anymore in anything, and it was lonely. Um, well, not going to spend too much time on that. So it says, imagine yourself achieving your goals and experiencing positive outcomes. Okay, which can boost your motivation and optimism. Here's a big caution on that. You can get caught up in your visualization and imagine yourself there. What is going to happen, what is actually happening, could be totally different. Self denial, all kinds of things, and can actually destroy relationships, especially if you have your vision and your spouse or your friend, your business partner comes up and says, hey, we need to put that part in check. We need to work on this. Oh, but that's not in my vision. You don't understand. I have to do this to keep myself sane. Um, it's so easy to become that I and shut everybody out, even though you're trying to do the opposite of that. Does that make sense? Yeah. When you start working it out for yourself, you'll figure it out. It's like here we go again. It's like trying to describe God to somebody. Um, I can tell you what he feels like, what he sounds like, um, how he listens to me, but until you've actually met him yourself, you have no idea. Only what I've told you. Only I've regurgitated to you. And so if I was describing my husband, he's short, he's fat, he's bald, okay, you automatically get an image in your mind of what that would look like, okay? But then when you actually see him, your opinion could differ from mine. You may say, oh, he's not that short, he's not that bald. Okay, that's how it is. So we're not respecting each other, guys. We're just not respecting each other. Um, there was this whole thing, and I know I jump on a lot, and it's the way my thoughts are. They're just broken segments sometimes. Bear with me. Eventually, I'll get all the pieces glued together, and you'll understand. Hopefully. I don't think I've lost any subscribers yet. Okay, so let's say uh, one thing I know, and I keep telling you this, is no matter what it is, it's going to work out for our good. Okay. How do I know that? I've tested it. And anytime anybody tells you something like I've told you, you don't have to take my word for it. Don't take my word for it. Don't take anybody's word for it. Try it yourself. Test it out yourself. Um, would you buy a car without test driving it? I don't think so. Um, you don't know if you want to believe in God. You don't want to know if you maybe have some mental health issues. You don't want to, you want to deny everything or whatever it is. It doesn't matter to me. It just matters that I get this message out. I just share what I know with people because Someday somebody may come across the video and say, hey, I needed that. I know that's happened a lot to me. This running into people at the store, in real life or at a doctor's office or on YouTube videos, TikTok videos, whatever, and say, that's just what I needed to hear and the way I needed to hear it. It got in. Okay, so that's my purpose. And to chat. I talk so much, I'm tongue tied, right? So, anyways, yeah, let's get it together. I'm talking to myself there. Let me get it together. Um, Mike's at work. So, you guys got me for now. All right, let's see. So, let's see. Get to thank you for subscribing. If you have, if you haven't yet, stick around. Maybe watch a few videos. Try before you buy, right? I don't mean buy. No money here. You'll never have me ask for money. No way. So, yeah, I'm getting ready to do my nails here. I'm getting ready to pick out some colors. Well, you still can't see it. I'm using this funky stand that Mike gave me, and it leans. It doesn't. It's not something I would have picked out myself. But yeah, he likes to buy cheap, and there's nothing wrong with that. I would just rather not. And what color? It's like it's called metallic pink. I don't know. What do you think? Silver. I'm wearing black. I think I'll put the black on. And I want to do some makeup. Maybe not right this minute, but I finally did get my hair color figured back out again. I ended up having to go to a brand I don't recall ever using because the Got2b brand amethyst color that I've always used went putrid. It was too, I don't know what you call it, Easter egg purple. Like, that's the best way I can describe it. It was ridiculous. This is the dark purple that I like, where it's really dark hair, but when it's in the sun, when it's in the light, you get the hues of the burgundy purple. I call it. It's a purple. I don't look like an Easter egg. So, this was actually by Clairol. I've never used Clairol as far as this kind of color, just not the standard. Anyhow, you guys, it wrecked my purple shirt, or my orange shirt that I wear. It got all over my floor. Can't get it off. It's terrible. I mean, I thought it was going to stain my skin permanently, but it came off no problem. So I thought, oh, well, this shirt and everything should wash out. I soaked the shirt for 2 days and it didn't budge it. So, yeah. And I tried dish soap, tried vinegar. The only thing I did not have to try is ammonia. So I think I'll have to get a small bottle of that and try to get it off my floor. It's little spatters. It's not like a big blob or anything. But yeah, nothing I have is taking it off. I tried 409. Oh, I could go through a list of things I tried on it. So yeah, that'll be next week's challenge. Oh, eating. I'm back to not eating again. I was able to cut up more of that watermelon today and eat. I ate a good portion of that. Probably a big, I don't know about that deepest cereal. I don't know, 4 or 5 chunks I had. But anyway, getting on with this mental health thing. I know I switch subjects. I'm used to changing subjects constantly. My brain's training itself to do that. When something gets too serious, part of that's the medication. Something starts getting too serious or a thought lingers too long, my medication helps my brain kick it out, keep it moving. So I'm coming by it kind of naturally. Oh, keeping that positive mental attitude sometimes is such a challenge. And I used to focus on things like, ooh, I've got a roof over my head. Ooh, I've got food. I've got this. I've got that. And none of that works very long. The food's going to run out. The house could burn down or be taken from you. Um, Lots of things can happen when you put your faith in things or your hopes and your feelings into things. Um, and very unwise to put them in people as well. I've got such a wonderful husband. He's my third husband and the best husband I've ever had, and the nicest man that I've ever married. But as I keep telling myself, as I kept telling myself and reminding myself how lucky I was, it started me to feel in a different way of I'm not going to make it without him. He does everything for me. I rely on his income. I do this, I do that. So, no, putting my hope and my positive mental attitude because I have a wonderful husband is not, it's not a thing. It's not going to hold up. It's not going to withstand any kind of storm. So, there's where I fall back on God again. And it says, it says right there in the Bible too, trust no man, rely on no man. And that means women too. In other words, you can't put your thoughts, your feelings, your lives into another person or into things where they can be washed away by a storm or burned down by fire. Everything here is just destructible. Um, I've never been the kind of person to perch myself up on a fancy item and this is what I did, blah, blah, blah. Now, I do have family members that are like that. They like to brag about their, what do they call it? The earnings, the product of their hard work. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just not who I am. Don't really like talking about me all the time, but I want to keep this channel going, so I gotta talk about something. And that's the only thing I know right now. I do appreciate you guys subscribing. I see the numbers going up very slowly, but gradually. And nobody's left yet that I know of. But yeah, like I said, I am not doing this for money. I don't have any money. But if I do this for money, I will lose the money that I do get. That. So I go back to therapy tomorrow. That's my psychotherapy. And again, I'll be talking about these things. Hopefully, she's watched some of these videos and can give me some feedback on them so I don't spend a whole session rehashing all of this with her, trying to get back. So I think there is a certain political party that counts on us, or counted on us, relying on them for everything, and calling us stupid, calling us ignorant, uneducated, you know. Well, the thing I have to say about that is the only thing that me personally I was uneducated about is where was our frickin' money going? It's more and more and more and deeper in debt. And I had an ex-husband that stole my money. I didn't need them to be doing it too. So, yeah, lots of stupid stuff going on. And that doesn't mean that Trump's our Lord and Savior, because there's only one of them. But believe he could have put someone in the place that he was supposed to be at the time he was supposed to be there? Sure could have. And there's so much of this going on, this and that and the other. Now it's shootings this and shootings that, and it just keeps popping up in the back of my mind. What are they doing over here that they don't want us to see? They're making us look over here. So there's always going to be that thought after you've been around, well, any time really at all, you know. That's how it is. Anytime a human being, a person, a man, a woman is in charge of something, it's always going to be a problem. Always, always. Our forefathers knew it. That's why they made it. In God we trust. As much as we look around at people and say, man, they're stupid. I'm stupid. You're stupid. We're all stupid, right? Imagine what God feels like sitting there just shaking at all of us. Yeah. Well, yeah, you know, if you're a parent in that, and your kid's out there acting the fool and doing stuff that you're not very proud of, I imagine that's how our Father kind of sees us. An embarrassment. But even when he does that, even when we're acting the fool like that, he still loves us. Same as, you know, you love your child unconditionally. Now, with us and our children, now I keep telling you, I don't have children, so I don't know what I'm talking about. This is what I imagine in my demagination. Demagination is my demented imagination, okay? It's supposed to be a joke. So, if I was a parent, this is how I'm describing how I see God. God is a parent, okay? Put in yourself in his shoes because you're a parent, okay? And pretend your child is you. And your child comes in and runs up to you arms open or reaching up to you with them little arms and, Mommy, Daddy, I love you, or, whatever it is that trips your trigger in your heart. Get it? Imagine what God would feel if we all did that. If we all did that, even at the same time, I don't know. That would probably be really amazing, and we can spend all our time do for me to people, to banks, to God, whatever. But it's in the doing that we get it done, isn't it? Mentioned briefly in another video about us being the hands and the feet. I heard it in a song, a Christian song, about us being the hands and the feet. So if I'm one of the fingers on one of the hands, I'm not the middle finger either. Anyway, if I'm one of the fingers on one of the hands and I'm not doing my part, then the job's not getting done. If you're part of a foot and you need to move, you need to be moved, you need to move somebody in the proper direction or God's direction, however you want to see it. Move. You'll know what it is. And it won't be, people can tell you, I can tell you, God's voice is a small, still voice. And people are going to experience it a little bit differently, but that is the best way to describe it. I usually hear it. It's not a voice. It's not like somebody talking. It's knowing. If you know, you'll get it. If you have not heard him that you know of and you want to, all you have to do is ask him to speak to you. And somebody can tell you sometimes this is a big falsehood. If a person comes up to you and says, "Oh, God told me a message for you and you need to hear it," run the other way. God will only speak to you about you. He's not going to tell you about somebody else and what they should do. Warnings from him about people I have had. They came in a feeling of a sense. I had the sense of a huge hand getting in front of me, and a voice kind of whispered, "Don't take that in." This was when a preacher was preaching about things. So that was the biggest way I think I've heard him. There's other little ways too. You'll just know. It's not like anything you've ever known or can describe or anybody can describe to you, really. It's going to be very personal to you. It may not be in the same way anybody else senses him or hears him. Like I said, he does deal with us individually, and in a way he knows you best, and the way he knows you'll understand what he's saying or trying to get across to you, or letting you know that he's there, letting you know he's got the situation handled. And in that way, everything turns out for our good, because we trust that he knows us best. We trust that he knows what's best for us. And when I lost my house 3 times, my same house I lost 3 times, when I had 2 husbands run out the door with other women, and the other things that I've been through. And had I not gone through any of that, I would not be where I am today. Very happy, very safe, secure as I can be, and getting the help that I need for my health, and feeling free enough, brave and courageous enough to actually go out and do things on my own that I haven't been able to in the last 7 years. Honestly, have not been able to do anything by myself, and this is amazing. Everything does turn out for our good, and I will continue saying that every day, whether I feel it or not. And it's a way to remind myself. It's not necessarily a positive mental attitude chant that works for my aunt or may work for other people, or meditation or other things that work for other people, but that's my fight phrase when I'm going through it. When I'm not going through it, I'm fighting for somebody else then. No matter what, it's going to work out for our good. If I'm killed in an accident, I've told my husband, it'll work out for your good. It'll work out for my good. Don't worry about it. God tells us, don't worry about a thing. Don't worry about a damn thing. We can't take anything with us, even our bodies. This body is just something I inhabit while I'm here on earth. Yeah. Probably won't recognize my dad when I get to heaven because he'll look different, but I'm sure the Papa will introduce us. I don't know. Maybe spirits recognize spirits. Stranger things have happened. I don't know. God only knows. But this video is wild and crazy and bouncing around, and I'm having trouble concentrating on things, as you can tell. No matter what it is, everything will work out for our good, guys. Maybe I'll get on here later and do some makeup and do my nails. I just stripped them, so part away there. And don't forget to like, dislike, share with friends and enemies, and have a happy day.